The world was left in shock today as Prince William made a deeply saddening announcement, sending a wave of sorrow through royal watchers and supporters around the globe. King Charles III, who ascended to the throne in 2022 following the death of Queen Elizabeth II, is reportedly facing serious health issues, bringing fresh concern about his future as monarch. Buckingham Palace has since issued a major statement regarding the king's health, sparking speculation and uncertainty both in the United Kingdom and around the world. As his health deteriorates, the monarch is now facing an increasingly dire prognosis, with his cancer diagnosis casting a shadow over his reign. In light of these developments, Prince William has reportedly taken decisive action to heal the rift within his fractured family. According to palace insiders, the heir to the throne recently reached out to his brother, Prince Harry, in what is being described as a final attempt at reconciliation. The growing divide between the brothers, which has been fueled by explosive public interviews, Harry's memoir, and ongoing tensions, has weighed heavily on the monarchy. Now, as their father's health takes a turn for the worse, William has stepped in as a mediator, hoping to restore a sense of unity during the final chapter of King Charles's life. The breakdown between the two brothers has been a topic of intense scrutiny for years. The royal family's internal strife has become public fodder, with much of the focus on Harry's decision to distance himself from the family. His controversial actions, fueled by his and Meghan Markle's decision to step back from royal duties in 2020, have strained their relationship with the family. However, with time running out for the king, William is making one last push to encourage Harry to return, at least emotionally, to the fold, offering a chance for healing amidst the impending loss of their father. Meanwhile, Prince Harry has become a deeply polarizing figure. Once beloved by many, his credibility has slowly eroded, and now, with fresh allegations surfacing against him, it is unclear where his loyalties lie. Most notably, Harry is now facing accusations of harassment and bullying at scale through his charity's actions, with critics pointing to troubling incidents that have raised serious concerns about his conduct. Though some of these charges may appear flimsy, the silence surrounding his situation is deafening, with many once loyal supporters failing to come to his defense. Recently, Harry's resignation from Sentebale, the charity he co-founded in his mother's name, has raised eyebrows. The charity, which focuses on the HIV/AIDS crisis in southern Africa, was once seen as Harry's greatest philanthropic legacy. Now, Harry's departure from the organization has been seen by many as symbolic of his fracturing identity, and those who once would have rushed to his side have remained eerily silent. Sophie Chundaka, chair of Sentebale, claims that Harry's demands to have Netflix film his show Polo at a Sentebale charity event led to serious disruption. The event's venue was ultimately lost when new commercial terms could not be met, and logistical chaos ensued. Chundaka also claims that Meghan Markle's attendance, without prior notice, threw the event into disarray, diverting excessive attention to the Duchess and further complicating the delicate choreography of the event. In a particularly telling moment, Chundaka alleges that she was pressured to issue a public statement in support of Meghan Markle, but chose to stand firm, fearing that doing so would only lead to further trolling and criticism. She boldly refused to align the charity with what she described as the Sussex PR machine, marking a sharp break from the couple's influence. This incident, though just one example of the growing controversy surrounding Harry, exemplifies a larger shift in public perception. The Duke of Sussex is no longer viewed as a victim of circumstance, but rather as an architect of his own downfall. His decisions, often characterized by public outbursts and rebellious actions, have left many questioning his place in the royal family. With Harry now seen as estranged not just from his family but from many of his former supporters, the question of whether he can ever regain his credibility looms large. Indeed, there is a glaring double standard at play. Royals who remain within the fold are often afforded protection and privacy, their actions and missteps handled with care. In contrast, Harry's estrangement has left him vulnerable, his every move scrutinized. His predicament serves as a cautionary tale. The cost of estrangement, whether from family, institutions, or the public, can be steep. Harry's choice of freedom has led him to a lonely place, where he now stands isolated from the very family he once sought to protect and support. With doctors warning that King Charles may have less than a year to live, the urgency of family reconciliation is palpable. Sources close to the royal family suggest that Charles has directly asked William to help mend the rift with his brother, a request that highlights just how fragile the situation has become. But despite Charles's wishes, Meghan Markle remains a significant roadblock in any potential reconciliation. Reports suggest that the Duchess of Sussex is steadfastly against any renewed engagement with the royal family, citing concerns for her and her children's safety and well-being. Meghan's stance continues to influence Harry's decisions, creating a formidable obstacle to any peace talks within the family. Still, with time running out and tensions running high, William's outreach may represent the royal family's last opportunity to heal the deep wounds that have been inflicted over the past several years. The Duke of Cambridge, who has long been seen as the steadying hand of the monarchy, is now tasked with balancing the weight of royal expectations with the real need for familial healing. It is a challenge that could ultimately shape the future of the royal family for generations to come. The personal animosity between the brothers reached a peak when Harry, in his memoir Spare, made a pointed 13-word dig at William, which further cemented their rift. The relationship between the two brothers has deteriorated significantly in recent years, with the media frenzy surrounding their every move only adding to the tension. Their differences, once kept behind closed doors, have now become a public spectacle, with both sides taking jabs at each other in the court of public opinion. Harry's decision to publish his memoir and participate in numerous high-profile interviews has only added fuel to the fire, leaving no room for reconciliation. His ongoing criticism of the royal family has undoubtedly strained his relationship with his older brother, who has tried to maintain his role as a leader within the monarchy. William's recent attempt at reaching out, however, could be seen as an olive branch, a final attempt to bring Harry back into the fold before it is too late. The situation has drawn reactions from several key figures within Harry's circle. Nick Ranea, a former school friend of Prince William who went on an expedition to the North Pole with Harry in 2012, has spoken out on Harry's behalf, expressing concern about the allegations made against him by Chundaka. Ranea, who has long been a close friend of both brothers, defended Harry's actions, suggesting that the Duke was caught off guard by the criticisms levied against him. The relationship between Harry and Ranea has remained strong, with Ranea recently joining the Duke and Duchess of Sussex at the Invictus Games in Canada earlier this year. It is clear that Harry still trusts Ranea, as the pair continues to stand by each other despite the increasing pressure from outside forces. As the royal family faces its most turbulent period in recent history, it remains to be seen whether William's efforts to reconcile with his brother will bear fruit. The fate of Harry's relationship with both his father and his brother and the future of the monarchy itself may ultimately hinge on this final, fragile moment of family reunion. Whether Harry chooses to return to the fold could reshape not only his future but the future of the royal family for generations to come.